Hi, it's Uncle Bob here. This time I have a game for you called Discounty. It was released on August 21 this year and currently has an 80% positive rating. The price is $16 on sale, which lasts until September 4, after which it will increase to $20. After purchasing it, you won't feel it like your wallet has been drained, especially now that's on sale, and the content is pretty good. In short, it's a game about running a store. Let's expand on that a little. To start, you create a character, as usual, choosing skin color, clothing, hair, posture, and off you go. You take the bus to town where you take over your own failed business. Your task is to start a discount franchise store. In a nutshell, you run a convenience store. Both the main storyline and smaller side events are fine. At first glance, it seems like a boring quiet town where nothing ever happens, but it quickly turns out that the residents have their secrets, and the nearby forest is closed off by suit guys because of some fog. So we develop our store, unlocking new products that we can sell. We enter into business agreements with local suppliers. Also, we can expand the store. We can repaint it and put up decoration purchased from a local madwoman who believes in the magical powers of stones. This is the framework of the game. Before I discuss the details of how and what works here, let's talk a little about the graphics, music, etc. I find the graphics very pleasant. The style and colors are cozy, and since the characters, buildings and other elements of the environment are larger in size, even older people like me don't have to strain their eyes when trying to see the details. The music is light and fits elegantly into the whole. At the right moments it takes on a darker, more mysterious sound. I couldn't have done it better myself. However, I have one objection. When running around the city, the same theme plays over and over again, and since we often find ourselves on the streets, the music becomes repetitive and slightly irritating, even though it's a really cool track. After 8 hours of gameplay, it started to get annoying, but just a little bit. The sound effects are not distracting, in fact, they add to overall gaming experience. Everything plays and clicks nicely. And now for what I don't like about this game. Not everything is sweet and pastel colored. I will start with a minor detail. It's about the posture of our little man. There are two options to choose from. Presumably it was supposed to be a male and female posture, but the former reminds me of the muscle man who had just dismounted from a horse. The second one looks like a 40-year-old man with a big belly who squeezed himself into skinny jeans. Since the second option describes me, minus the skinny jeans of course, I choose that appearance and no other. But the third type of figure would be useful, something in between, something normal. My next complaint is more serious. I miss the relationships between the residents. They don't meet in the bar in the evenings, as they did in Stardew Valley. Neighbors don't stand around and talk in town, not to mention other activities. The only thing NPCs do is walk from point A to point B. If there are any relationships between the residents, it's only because of cutscenes. If there's no cutscene, they pretend they don't know each other. Furthermore, we don't gain trust, friendship and love represented by hearts here. There are no birthdays, we don't give each other gifts. There are no festivals, just the perfect place for introverts. Of course, this is not a copy of Stardew Valley, that's how it was meant to be, and you can't really compare these titles. However, I'm pointing out how it looks, because someone might be disappointed. Discount is a game focused on developing your business and learning about the history of city and citizens, all in the name of capitalism. Another downside is the number of citizens, of which there are not many unfortunately. You quickly get to know almost everyone, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the gameplay. We get up at 6 AM, get dressed, do our hair and head into town. We meet our aunt, who tells us what we need to do to grow our business. Sometimes it's getting a new supply contract, other times it's talking to an official about getting a permit to expand the store. So, after receiving instructions, we rush to complete the task. Talk to a typical official who is never in a hurry. Buy fresh fish from a fisherman. Hang up flyers advertising the store. And rush to our place of business because we open at 9 AM. People walk around the store, shopping according to their lists. Meanwhile, we stock the shelves and rig up the appropriate amounts at the cash register. One of the advantages is the ability to use a numeric keypad, which makes us feel like real cashiers. It's just a shame that we can't own a penny, as the game doesn't allow it. It's not like in real life. At the end of the day, we restock the inventory and go to buy additional shelves. return cardboard boxes for recycling, and explore the area. And so, from task to task, our empire grows and we learn more and more about what is happening at our neighbors behind the wall. However, the overall content of the game is not very impressive, and after completing the storylines, we are left feeling unsatisfied. The action, so to speak, ends at the unexpected moment. It's not about cliffhangers, but about the fact that we want to continue playing. Expand into a large shopping center, but the tasks have just ended. You feel like the next chapter is missing. In the latest news from the developers, we received information that they intend to release a continuation of the story in upcoming updates. I hope they keep their word and the game will continue to be developed, cause at the end we want more. I give the game a 3 out of 5. I really wanted to give it 4, but unfortunately in its current state it's a typical average game with no endgame. It's simply a foundation for further expansion of the game. Nevertheless, I had a very nice time playing for over 8 hours. I had been looking for an interesting game about running a store for a long time, and I found it. I liked this game so much that I bought the supporter pack without hesitation to support the developers. Personally, I will return to this title, especially when the ending is added. It's a cool game to relax with. That's all for today. Bye.